Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to do a review here of my Michelin Pilot Power 3 tires. I'm getting a lot of people asking questions about them and if I like them and if I recommend them. So I figured, you know what, let's do a full-blown review on them, which I am no expert, but I will give you my 2 cents worth. So I have a 2006 Suzuki GSX-R 1000. And I bought it used, and it had the Michelin Pilot Power 2 CTs mounted when I bought it, and well, they were kind of old, so it's kind of hard to compare. The date code on them was 2006, and it's 2015 now, so yeah, that rubber wasn't too good. So I knew I had to scrap those immediately, but I was having a pretty big issue with the bike understeering. What it would do is I would go into a corner and I'd have to counter steer the whole time. I'd have to literally push on the inside bar to keep the bike leaned over. If I didn't, the bike would stand straight up. So it was understeering. I figured it was a tire issue, and it was, for the most part. A few other suspension tweaks. In case you're wondering, I lowered the front end 7 millimeters. Anyway, so as far as the tire, I would say this is a very good tire. It's predictable. You can, once the tire's warmed up, you can slide it. It doesn't just go out and just throw you over the top. It lets you know. I've taken this out for 2 track days. I'm sorry, 1 track day. Yeah, we got some nice rims there. I had to show those off. Anyway, I took it out for 1 track day, and so we went out 7 sessions. We went out for 20 minutes each, and I see no heat heat cycle issues, so that's good. And you know, they were pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do some editing. I'll put some of that before and after at the track, you know, and we'll see what it looked like before and what it looked like after the track day.
Bravo Group, B Group, this is your 5-minute call to pre-grid.
Okay, so Michelin Pilot Power 3s. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I didn't even get to the lines. That's pretty much from Mulholland. Anyway, so I'm B Group. I'm gonna head back out. I didn't quite get it to the edge. tires are wearing pretty good. But this is a 600 track. Can't really, you don't have
Okay, so just to let everybody know where we're at, checker flag is out on the final A group session of the day. That'll be the final practice for the A group.
Anyway, I don't know, I'm slipping around a little bit towards the end when it gets really hot, but I'm running pretty low pressure, so that's probably it. But this is a few months later. Everything's pretty smooth. Anyway, I guess I'll throw in, for those that haven't researched, so the 2CTs versus the Pilot Power 3s both run the dual compound technology. The main difference is that the Pilot Power 3s are the newer version, and from here to here is hard compound on the Pilot Power 3s, and from here to here is soft compound. But underneath this 25% soft is actually the hard, so it's cupped. It's cupped underneath, and they basically slapped on some soft compound on the last 25%. And the claim is from Michelin is that it will hold its shape, and the bike will be more stable under acceleration and around corners and stuff, versus being soft carcass underneath. I find it to be true. It seems like it pretty much holds its shape. You can definitely see the line where the compound changes, but no issues. Now, I've heard some people talk about the line when you start getting a lip in your tire grooves. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but I can. So right here and here, there's a slight lip, just a tiny lip. So this is lower than this. So low, high. It's a little bit higher than this. But I'm not going to blame the tire, because I have stock suspension on this bike. Stock rear shock, stock front end, and I know for a fact that my spring rate is too soft for my weight. So I have a little too much preload on my spring, which could affect it, as well as dampening. You know, I may not have the perfect compression and rebound settings. These are better than slicks I used to run and race with. Now, basically, in a sense, they are slicks, because the middle, if you look straight down the middle, you're basically straight up and down. You're not on a groove. Well, maybe a little right there, but you're pretty much on rubber. But where it really matters is obviously here, and this looks like that would put you around the 30-degree lean angle, and from here down you're on a slick, and that's what I like. Look at that. So you're on a slick, and that's good for canyons. Basically, I'm doing this for street people and track day people that want to run. They don't want to run slick tires and have to swap them out and go back and forth. Let's take a quick peek at the front. Let's see. Okay. can see they're definitely wearing good. Let's see, yeah, right to the middle one. That's from the track, but on the street it's probably here. Let's see, get the right lighting. It's weird. Yeah, I definitely don't lean it that far on the street or the canyons. Probably don't even get to that first one. But they're wearing pretty good. Yeah, I don't feel anything there. That's perfect. Another thing to consider when purchasing tires, as you're shopping around, try to find a dealership that does a lot of volume, sells a high volume of tires, so they're constantly going through and having to reorder. You don't want something sitting around on someone's shelf for a few years because, you know, rubber breaks down. It's a chemical and it will break down, dry out. That's what you don't want, is you don't want it to dry out. So try to get the freshest you can, and one way to do that is by checking the date code on the tire. So what we're looking at here is the date code. It says 3613. That would be the 36th week of the year 2013. 36th week of 2013 would be roughly September of 2013. Now, I purchased these tires, and the shop I went to had to order them, and I was trying to get him to get one with a newer date code, and this is what they came out with, what ended up, and I just went ahead and took it. So basically I got something over a year old. Let's see, I bought this thing in probably December or January, probably January of 2015, might have been December of 2014, so over a year old. But it's not a huge deal, but it does make a difference. So if you can get in there, I could have made a drive an hour or so to a high volume dealer and probably got my hands on something that was just a few months off the assembly line of being manufactured. But I didn't. I was in a hurry and I just ordered it. So anyway, keep that in mind. Try to check date codes. Also, some of these are stored in cold places. You don't want that. These tires will cold crack. Well, some tires will cold crack sooner than others. I've only seen it on a slick, actually. You can do your own research on that. But as a matter of fact, I'll show that video. I'll cut it in right now. What's that? You need help?
No, I was just looking for that.
Oh my gosh. You just bought this tire brand new? What the heck? We got a cracked tire brand new. Wow. What is it? Got a Dunlop radial? What is it? KR451 slick, and we have a crack right in the middle. That is insane.
Never been to mountain yet.
Wow. Anyway, so back to the date code. So the you got to be careful of storing. For those of you living in cold areas, they can cold crack. So try to keep that thing warmer than 35 if you can. You don't want that thing to crack. I've also heard if you lean it up against or nearby fertilizers and chemicals and stuff, that they could actually crack. I'm not sure how true that is. I have heard that. But so yeah, these tires are made of chemicals, so they break down and dry out. So just something else to consider. Again, so 4 or 5 canyon rides and 1 full track day, and the tire looks pretty darn good, holding up good. And by the way, I run race pressures when I go to the canyons. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. I would never run high pressure in a canyon. So anyway, I guess that's it. We're out. Michelin Pilot Power 3 tires, which I have mounted on this 19, no, it's not 19, shit. Figured, why not do a review? Oh, that sounds like shit. I've got some reviews. Shit. Tires is you want to try to get something that has not, shit. You don't want to get something that's been sitting around the shelf somewhere, especially in a cold area. Well, that's pretty shitty. We are at Chuckawalla Valley. Chuckawalla, shit, I can't even say this.